Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I am very excited to be continuing this month-long series where I've been trying to learn how to crochet. This is, I believe, the third part, and today I'm actually going to be working on this kit that I got at Walmart. It was a bit more expensive than the Dollar Tree ones, obviously. I believe originally it was around $9 or $10, but I actually got it on clearance, so it was like $6. And this kit brought a bit more yarn than the Dollar Tree ones, and it also brought like the crochet clips that the Dollar Tree ones mentioned but never bring. And the actual hook felt a lot nicer in this one. And so for this craft kit, it's to make this cat. It's like a white cat, and the kit calls the cat Nuggets, but this kit, honestly, I was very hopeful for because it felt like it brought more yarn and it felt like it brought literally everything you needed. It had more yarn and slightly more stuffing than like the Dollar Tree ones. Obviously, it's more expensive. And so I'm just kind of looking through the instructions. It talks about the materials included, the abbreviations. And this whole kit is actually done with just the magic ring or magic circle, single crochet, increasing stitches, and decreasing stitches, which is all stuff that I'm at this point pretty familiar with. So I was very hopeful that it wasn't going to be too much of a challenge because I felt pretty comfortable with all these crochet techniques and stitches. The only thing that I did notice was really weird. There was no like slip stitches, and it kept saying when making the magic ring not to join it, which was something that you did a lot with the Dollar Tree kits. I'm not exactly sure why this kit is different or what the difference is by not joining the end of the magic circle, but I did my best to follow the instructions. The hook is actually slightly smaller than the one that I've been using. I've grown very comfortable with this hook. It's like a 3.5 hook, whereas the one from the kit was, I believe, 2.5. And at first I did try using the one in the kit, but I felt like it was too small for this yarn, and I just didn't like it, and so I decided to just go with the one I've been using this whole time because it's the one I feel most comfortable with. And in terms of this yarn, I have to say this is probably the most frustrating yarn I've ever had to work with. You can see here kind of this yarn splits a lot, like the thread splits, and it doesn't matter if I use the hook that was in the kit or my own hook. It kept splitting, and I actually felt like the one in the kit made it split worse. This honestly didn't even feel like yarn for crocheting. It kind of just felt like a bunch of thread twisted together, and I just was so frustrated while working with this yarn because it kept snagging and peeling, and I had to like restart so many times because the hook would just keep grabbing and pulling loose parts of the thread. But eventually I got to work, and you start with the body for this kit, and I just followed the instructions for the most part exactly. And so here you can see how the body turned out. It was honestly pretty quick and easy. I was kind of worried when I was working on it because the shape felt off to me, but I knew I followed the instructions pretty correctly, so I kind of just kept going into the head, which also came together very quickly. As I mentioned, pretty much everything was single crochet, and I very well practiced in it at this point, so I felt very comfortable while working with it. Besides the fact that the yarn that was included in the kit was very frustrating to work with, I think that was probably my biggest thing against everything was the yarn. And I will say the kit did include the little clips that look like paper clips, honestly, which I really appreciated because the Dollar Tree one mentions using it but doesn't include one. This one did include one, but it was slightly smaller than the ones that I bought myself, and I'm pretty sure I just ended up using my own ones because I liked the bigger ones. But I do appreciate that the kit did bring everything: the stuffing, the hook, the clips, the yarn. And so here I'm pretty much through with the head. The instructions tell you to, at a certain point, to start stuffing it as you go. And I will say, at first I was kind of worried that this wasn't going to be enough stuffing, but it's just like very well sealed, because when you opened it, it like expanded. And so I went ahead and stuffed the head and the body and did the ears, which didn't need stuffing according to the instructions. And then I sewed it on. Technically you're supposed to leave the sewing till the end, but I don't really like having all the loose pieces. Since I didn't do all of this at once, I did it through the span of many days and nights. And the instructions actually tell you to sew the head onto the body first, but I felt like that would make it harder to sew the ears. For me, it was easier to hold onto the head and do the ears first and then the body. But honestly, just whatever works, I guess. The sewing is usually the easiest part for me because I have much more experience when it comes to sewing. But once the ears were sewed on, I sewed on the body, and the proportions look really off to me. And honestly, even though I tried stuffing it extra between the head and the body, it's still pretty heavy-headed. Then I did the tail, and the instructions again tell you not to stuff the tail, but honestly now looking back at it, I really regret not putting at least a little bit of stuffing in it because it looks very flat, and I feel like it would have been very cute with a little bit of stuffing. And then with like the embroidery thread, I did the facial details, the eyes, the nose, the little mouth, and then the arms I did as well. And this was basically all the yarn I had left. And I'm still missing the 2 legs, which is basically the same thing as the 2 arms. So I did go and buy my own yarn. I bought this one, and then you'll see in next week's video I also bought a similar one in black to finish the panda that I started in the beginning of this month. And I did the feet and sewed it together. I didn't follow the pattern exactly for the face details or the positions of the legs and the arms because I didn't love how they had it. I kind of wanted mine to have more of like a teddy bear look to it. And as you can see, his head is really heavy on his body, but I think it kind of makes him look extra cute and silly. And overall, I'm really happy with how he turned out. Let me know what you all think, if you all like him. I think he's really cute, and I'm really happy with how he turned out. And next week, I'm finally going to be finishing the panda now that I have the yarn that I needed. But thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you all enjoyed this video. Bye!